Here's a progress update on the Ram Promaster Campervan conversion. The garage is turned into a paint shop, and my wife's been painting, sanding all the cabinets that we removed. If you saw the last video, these were all in the van, and now we brought them in the garage. So she's been sanding, priming, and then painting all these cabinetry pieces. So that's the base cabinet for the kitchen, little cubby, side panels for around the fridge, pantry, and then the overhead cabinets, another side panel there for by the fridge. So these are the three upper cabinets. The two closer to the garage door there, those are already have a first coat of paint on them. So woodworking supplies from the project, kind of leaning up against the garage wall. Got more work to do with a little dinette by the behind the driver's seat. This is all the shiplap for the ceiling. So once we get all the cabinets installed back in the van after they're painted, we're going to start installing the shiplap ceiling. A lot of details in the van. Those are a couple seat risers that I picked up from a auto salvage, from a salvaged Promaster. When you install the swivel seat adapters, they actually raise the seats by about 1.75 inches, and so you get a lot higher in the van. And what we'll end up doing with these is taking them to the local welding shop, and we're going to lower the seats. We're going to lower the base frame by a few inches to get back down into a reasonable seating area. The Promaster van did not come with a spare tire at all, and so the rims from the salvage as well. We're going to install a spare tire underneath the back of the van. There's plenty of room under there. It's unused space, so we're going to utilize that and always carry a spare with us. So that's the update on the cabinetry in the garage, and we'll take you out to the van and show you where we got on that. Cars are all sitting in the driveway for a while. So we've got the van backed up in the front yard under a nice shade tree. It's early July here in southeast Minnesota. The forecast has been temperatures in the mid 80s for several days and pretty decent amount of humidity, so we park it under the shade tree to keep it cool in here and decent while working in here. Monica's been finishing the side walls of the shower and getting ready to sand and prime and paint those. Use a wood filler where all the screws are, mounting that to the studs there. And then I've been working on the battery system, so finally getting to start to electrify the vehicle. It's going to start coming to life. This is the battery box that I showed you the other day. I've got the 3 Lifetime 230 amp hour batteries installed. I've lined it with sort of a cushion foam material, keep the batteries snugly in place. Like I mentioned, this is built on a 1-inch square tubing welded aluminum framework, bolted through the bottom of the floor. In case we ever did have a mishap, the batteries won't go flying. And then they're strapped down with some pretty nice straps they bought at Home Depot. And then they're all connected together using 4-aught welding wire. That's a very heavy, very flexible cable. These batteries are fused at 400 amps for this system. They'll easily put out thousands of amps in a dead short situation. So these batteries are all wired in parallel, so that means that the voltage stays at 12 volts, but the 230 amp hours adds up. So 3 times 230 amp hours is 690 amp hours. These, some people ask, well, why do you go with 12 volts DC versus stepping it up to 24 or 48 volts? As voltage increases, current decreases, and you could use smaller gauge wire for that. But there's pros and cons to both ways. Accessories are limited in availability in the 24 and 48 volt ranges. We've chosen to do, like I mentioned, a 12 volt DC air conditioner, rooftop air conditioner. And in eco mode, that air conditioner will draw a little bit over 20 amps. So if you think about it, a 230 amp hour battery, that's 230 amps for 1 hour, or you can think of 23 amps for 10 hours. And so at 20 amps for eco mode on the air conditioner, one of these 3 batteries will run that air conditioner all night long. So plenty of capacity, just roughly figuring. Like I mentioned, my background's in electrical. I led an engineering team at a major trailer manufacturer designing electrical systems in living quarters. This is all calculated out in a spreadsheet, all the loads in this van, and sized appropriately. So this battery system will feed the Lynx shunt and distributor. That's what I'm working on today, and building the cables for all that using a hydraulic crimper to crimp pretty large lugs onto this very beefy 4-aught wire. That's I don't know how many strands of about 30 gauge stranded copper inside that makes that very flexible. It's from a very good brand, Southwire Cable Company. So that's all the main power source in this. Here's the ground cable that I need to install. So just a quick update, there's the main disconnect that will go on up in this area right up here and be installed today. So there we have it. That's the update for today, the progress we've made, and we're going to keep plugging away at it. Have a great day.